So you've got a joke. Do you know off the? It's not a tractor one, is it? It's not as long as that. It's not as long as the tractor joke. Is it a quick joke?
Yeah, it's a knock.
Is it not right? Okay. Do you want to go first?
Is it not who's their tractor?
Alright.
All right. Don't wake the baby.
Yeah, it's so echoey as well.
Baby. Yeah. She's not a baby either.
Don't wake the baby.
She's
26 now, mate. So.
Knock.
Who's there, Ricky?
Justin.
Justin who?
Just in time for the podcast.
Yeah, no, that won't work. Yeah.
Well, I would say.
Have you got another one? Have you got another joke?
Luckily, I have.
Luckily.
Okay.
Let's go with your one. I don't care what it is. Whatever it is, it'll be better than that.
It will be better than that. Okay, so we always like to start with a joke.
Do we?
That's just the thing I'm trying to force.
Oh, okay.
So we always like to start with a joke. Hang on, I need to. Okay, no, I've got this. What do my ex-wife and a hurricane have in common? First of all, there's lots of blowing. Then the house is gone.
Yes, definitely.
I don't know if that's too close to home.
No, let's use it. Let's
What
use
home?
it.
I like
What home?
living in the garage.
I live in this garage, not you.
You do, according to my 3.5-year-old daughter, Ricky does live in the garage.
Which is weird that she's walking around the house saying Ricky lives in the garage.
It is weird because she's telling people openly that you live in the garage. And the worst thing is, I advocate it. I agree with her. I don't say, no, he doesn't. He's got his own home. I'm like, yeah, no, he does. We feed him twice a day. Like,
Well, more often than that.
that's what I tell her. Because you're fat.
Wow, that looks really cool.
Great, that neon sign looks so cool.
Is that a studio space for us?
It is. All of that for us. For us.
Wow, good job.
Welcome to this week's episode of 2.5 Friends with me, Dan Lawrence, newly single.
Not by
So
choice.
it doesn't matter.
I'm Jonno, and he's irrelevant.
That's it. We're going to reshoot this. That's...
Probably not Rocky, no.
It's Ricky.
Which leads me on nicely to this week's episode, which is all about our
Bullying.
bullying / comedy heroes.
Exactly that.
Well, me and Steve want to. Do we call you Steve or Jonno? It's not like I've
Stuart.
outed your name, but
I don't want to know.
Stuart, isn't it?
Just at football now, everyone calls me John. Because-
John.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you've come up
I
with.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been calling you Jonathan. I'm trying to get it to catch on.
but
Stuart Skinner called me about 5 weeks ago, and now everyone keeps calling me
What,
John
just because
they
you-
heard him say accidentally John.
So, what? You didn't correct him?
Yeah.
You did correct him.
I did
The
correct
moment
him.
the moment you correct someone and say you don't like a name, then it becomes your name.
I'm
Like
not-
I've been trying to. No, I'm not called Big Cock. I'm not called Big Cock.
Which is lucky why you've never been in that situation because no one's literally ever called you that.
But I worked with a painter who when I left one of the boys said, "Oh, it's been really good working with you, Steve," and he went, "Your name's John." I went, "It's not. My friends call me Jonno," and he went, "So it's not John?" I went, "No, it's not John." He went, "Well, I'll be damned.
I'll be damned.
I'll be calling you John for 3 years."
No, to be fair,
That's the wrong
I
thing,
had the
innit?
same thing though. Up until the point where we worked together, I'd only ever known you as Jonno. And it was only...
What, so I didn't know he had a real name?
I thought John was his name. Like, literally, it's exactly the same.
Jonno's not a nickname for John. It's longer than the name John.
Yeah, but it's still it's
Johnny?
still a nickname, I still think. Yeah, of like John might be short for Jonathan. Jonno would be also short for Jonathan. So
What is
like,
your nick? Because you haven't really
I
got
don't
a
have
nickname,
one.
have you?
I don't have one. And my mum actually listens to this podcast, and she.
So she'll know your nickname isn't Big Cock. She'd have had you in the sink washing it.
Who do you think started it? Stephen Mulhern.
I don't know what's worse out of the two.
Stephen Mulhern played me like a trumpet. But no.
I don't know what Stephen Mulhern's ever done to us. You've attacked him every single
I
episode.
see what he's done to him.
Oh, what a day. But yeah. So, but no. What was I saying?
The fact you haven't got a nickname.
Yeah.
Oh,
boring.
yeah. So when I went to school, obviously my name is Ricky. People would say, "Hello, Rick." My mum used to fucking tell him off. His name's not Rick, it's Ricky. His name's Ricky. So throughout my whole life, if anyone's called me Rick, I'd usually either tell them it's not Rick, it's Ricky, and that's it, and just basically tend to do one and don't acknowledge it. But then obviously some people will realise that and then will be like, it's Rick.
Can you hear it beeping?
I can, yeah.
What is that?
It's like someone's planted C4 on the outside of this.
Is it?
It's Uber Eats.
Is it Uber Eats? Why is it beeping?
I think it's his car where he's left the door open.
Oh, we're trying to record a podcast here, mate.
Come on, mate, drop the chicken off and leave.
Drop the chicken off and leave.
So maybe we need to come up with a nickname for you.
Big cock.
No.
Laid the foundation.
That's it. No.
Oh, well, they do say
It's got to be relevant.
As similar to like, you know, when it's like Lil Wayne, but it's not Lil. That's a bad example actually. But someone like prison people.
Yeah.
And like, oh yeah, like Big Dave, Big Dave, and then he turns up and is a midget. It's the same as you. You're like, yeah, big cock's coming. Then.
So just to confirm, we've got 2 votes for big cock. I don't care of the context. I'm just happy to be big cock.
I never thought.
Also, I can't go around. If you were in a park and with my daughter, and I'm like, and I have to shout,
Hey, you're big cock!
yeah, I'm like, because Harper might be in danger, and then I'm like, big cock. I can't do. Obviously, I can't do that.
The thing is with nicknames is
If
you
your
can choose
nickname-
when to use them. I wouldn't be getting married. It's like, I had big cock. Like, you know.
I take big cock.
So yeah,
He's got to say that. I think he's got to say it all the time. I take big cock.
to love me and hold me. Or until she gets bored. But yeah, is that too soon?
There's no need for the low blows.
There's no need. There's no need. I've got to be honest. Your bullying of him is getting tiresome.
Yeah. He's had one bullying joke a week, but he's had 7 years of it.
I know.
But
So
big cock.
we'll leave that there. It's not because there's so many bleeps. I've got a bleep now.
See, most of the episode titles are started with Ricky, so we can have Ricky has a big cock.
They haven't. One of them started that. I changed the rest of them because I just hated the fact that your name was in it.
Yeah. We don't want anyone to know who you are.
But we thought we'd talk about our comedy heroes, or comedy influences. I think we said.
Influences it. Heroes are a bit needy.
What, for them or for us? No, you can have heroes. Why can't you have heroes?
Only at Christmas.
Oh, yours are my chocolate because it's again, you're fat.
Pot kettle. There's 3 fat lads making fat jokes at each other.
That's what this podcast has turned into. And I told you a fact that since November the 15th, which is a random date that I've picked out the air, is that I've ordered Uber Eats every single day.
Every day.
Pretty, other than 2 days. Whereas like yesterday I went to Pizza Hut to eat in instead of ordering.
And the other day was Christmas Day.
Fucking who eats in?
Oh yeah, wait, Pizza Hut. It's just quicker, it's fresher, isn't it?
Yeah, but
You've got to wait for an Uber driver to turn up.
I don't know.
So the only reason you went to eat in was because it's quicker to get your pizza.
Well, and
you're digging us out.
No, I went out with a friend and and he said, or she.
Yeah. No,
It was a hit.
So you run Uber
Playing
Eats.
hard to get over here.
You run Uber Eats and said, I want to order pizza. And they said to me 45 minutes. And you went, fuck that.
I can do it in 20.
If I go to the buffet, I can have one in 5
I
minutes.
can do it in 20.
No, weirdly, what did happen is a friend of mine said, let's get out, have some dinner, because I've had a tough couple of weeks. I won't go into it, but I was like, okay, brilliant, because actually all I've done is eaten shit food for like months. And we got to town and he went, do you fancy Pizza Hut? You can't say no if someone says, should we have Pizza Hut? I was like, yeah, no, I fancy a Pizza Hut. I had it last night. But does that matter? No, it doesn't, because I'm single, I do what I want now.
Well, it was either that or KFC. They were the 2 that you would have had.
That's mainly what I order. Let me reveal the monstrosity here first to you.
Ooh, okay.
What?
It's only a monstrosity at the moment because there's polystyrene. I don't know if you can see. That's not the actual picture. So for the people that are listening, I've had a painting commissioned.
Commissioned? Which means you paid for it.
Well, no, it was gifted to me. It was gifted to me.
That makes you sound like you're the queen.
It's a self-portrait. It's a self-portrait when you do it yourself.
Yeah.
Right, so it's not a self-portrait, it's a portrait.
portrait.
Just a portrait of me.
God, we're back to portrait.
Which I'm gonna...
again.
I'm worried because you've said it's commissioned, which means that somebody's paid for this.
No, someone's... No, okay, I don't know what the word commissioned means then, obviously.
Okay, so
let me just break it down.
To start us, how have you got a painting of yourself?
Someone sent it to me.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was going to say someone painted it. And I was going to say, I know that.
No.
So someone just off the cuff said, you need cheering up. I know what's going to cheer you up. I'm going to send you a picture of yourself.
Yep.
Okay. That has worked because he's smiling. That is the happiest he's been since he walked into Pizza Hut yesterday and got a pizza in 5 minutes flat.
I'm excited about this. Right. I think we should do a close your eyes.
Okay, I'll do this.
Last time I did this, my jeans came down.
Last time this happened, Stephen Mullen was
What's that in my mouth?
abracadabra.
Oh God, I can't see anything, so I'm just having flashbacks.
This is not the first time with your eyes closed.
Okay, great.
And yeah, so visually you won't be able to see what it is, but I'll let Steve and Ricky describe it. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. If you can just describe exactly what you're seeing, just for the podcast listeners.
It's you
Yeah, it's exactly
as the Grinch.
spitting. It's not me as the Grinch. That's basically an exact portrait, other than the legs.
Yeah,
Before you made the legs joke.
Yeah. Okay. That is you
It
as
is me.
the Hulk.
It is me as the Hulk.
That is, yeah, no, that's good.
It is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's brilliant.
Because how much does that look like me?
It does look like you.
Because it's me.
But only the face, because of
does
I
just
mean, only the face.
you
And the
have
six-pack.
quite a big face.
Yeah.
I don't have
So
a big
There's
face.
a
Yeah,
couple
it's
of things.
proportionate to my body.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I don't know why you're digging me out.
Proportion on the painting, it's proportionate to your body. In real life, it's not
I've
proportionate
told you
to your
I'm
body.
low on confidence.
They've
You're
also
already
given you a
digging me-
vagina.
Yeah.
No, you can't
You've
just.
got like a little moose knuckle there, which is so
Yeah.
much like real life.
No, I've tucked it right under.
Oh, okay, you've tucked it in.
Also, you've not got any grey hair
No,
in that one,
You've got back rolls though, which is
it's not. That's muscles.
and thick legs.
oh mate, no. To be fair, that's really good.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
as in, like that. Genuinely, the person that's done it, is actually very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could do one of me, in the style of which superhero would I be? I don't.
Miss
Banana Man.
Banana Man.
Banana Man.
Miss America. I don't know. Is that a superhero?
No, I think
Catwoman.
that's just.
Imagine you, Catwoman, but just
you
a,
as Catwoman.
Because I'm like
a-
slim and slender.
No, 'cause you're a
no, but
pussy.
it would just be more like out of Little Britain.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to get him to do.
Why the Hulk? Was there any context?
Because I'm muscly and scary and angry. I guess two
You are-
personalities.
Yeah, you are
Don't know.
angry. Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you walk around in little purple shorts.
Maybe because I walk around in little purple shorts sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, I think that is really good. And I genuinely would like to see Ricky as Catwoman.
Catwoman.
I'm going to try and get one done of both of you.
Oh.
But I'm going to choose the character.
I would prefer Ant-Man. I love ants, and obviously.
You love ants.
Sorry. That's
Which
just a
ants
weird...
you like? Ant McPartlin.
That's just...
Andy Costa.
No, because there was
There's
that.
so many ants.
There was that
I'm
time-
doing that Ricky Gervais thing, the David Brent thing. No, keep them...
There was the time of the ants, wasn't there? That's,
What?
I'm sure I've told you about this, but I don't know if I can talk about it.
Well,
which
you
is
can't...
where-
That's like saying you can't start a story and say...
So I was under the influence of something, right? And
What,
I basically
ants?
spent the whole night researching ants and learning about ant pheromones.
Oh, you have told us this.
It's exactly that.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like now I like have an affiliation with ants.
You don't. You just
you
Google
feel
them
like
for 4
you're
hours.
Ant-Man,
There's no... Ants don't know you exist.
Yeah.
Depends on which ones.
Probably the
Unless-
same reason
unless
Anne
you
has an
stood on them.
affiliation with Swedish girls with big boobs.
What did you say?
Saying... So,
I didn't even hear it.
yeah,
That's why Dan has an affiliation with Swedish girls with big boobs. Because he spends all night researching them.
yeah.
Right.
But it's not funny if you have to explain the joke.
No, I know.
So this is quite an interesting transition because this is where our comedy is slightly different.
Well, we're funny and he's not.
Yeah, based on that's it. You can end the podcast there. We're funny or not. Simple as that. The reason we thought we'd talk about comedy is because I've been really depressed for. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, I really have. What triggered it? Ants.
Sudden burst that came from nowhere.
No, but we've been saying to Steve. We've been sorry.
I don't know why this has happened.
I don't know either.
Right.
We've been saying to Jonno for years that you should watch The American Office.
Yeah.
And every time he's like, no, you tell it. I'm telling your story.
I don't generally find American humour funny.
Well, you want to insult the whole of America, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of them.
He's attacking all content creators. You're attacking the whole of America.
Yeah.
Surprised the podcast's still going, to be honest.
Well,
They are cunts.
Don't.
Can we believe that?
Yes. I have to do the editing. You know I have to bleep that.
That's right, you've got nothing else to do. Go on.
Yeah, so I don't find American humour funny.
I've got to write jokes about your dead dad.
Also, sorry to come off with this, I went for dinner with my sister, who we share the same dad, and
That's weird.
She said,
She's your sister and you share the same dad.
yeah,
Does she know that?
She said, "Oh, I've been listening to your podcast."
Oh, no.
And like my heart dropped, and I was like, "Oh, there's quite a few jokes in there about dad." And she was like, "Oh no, they're hilarious."
Oh, perfect.
fantastic.
We'll keep them up then.
So yeah,
I have, just to interject again, I've got and this is one step further than us taking the mickey out of your dead dad and the banjo and the ukulele, whatever it is. There's this girl on that I know, she makes TikToks, Chloe Kent. I don't know if you ever watched her. Really, really funny, but she unfortunately lost her mum. But she opened up about losing her mum and basically said she wasn't ready to stop having laughs with her mum. So she's basically got her mum cremated and she had her in like this little urn, and she would do skits like it's difficult to explain, but she would do skits and with her and then her mum, and it would cut to her mum just in an urn and she's drawn a face on an urn. Like she's in a swimming pool, like she's drawn a margarita, mum, and it will cut to her mum just floating around the swimming pool in an urn. It fucking cracks me up, mate. It's
That is
so
incredible.
funny.
That is
so
absolutely
funny.
incredible.
it's so dark, it's beautiful.
It is, which is just our kind of...
We missed that
Exactly.
boat with you, though, didn't we? Like, it's too late to do that.
No, it's still actually we were talking about spreading them. Well, apparently on toast wasn't the right answer. Just sorry, I'm fat.
Okay, well, maybe you can be our special guest next week then.
I'll arrange it.
Perfect, okay. So, where was we?
Americans
aren't funny,
No.
basically.
Oh, yep.
So, yeah, I have not really watched anything American and thought, that's hilarious, I've got to keep watching it, until now. And I do wish I had listened to you both sooner and started watching this much earlier. Because I think, and the whole reason I've said to you, and you all know this, that the whole reason I didn't want to watch it is because I just love the British Office so much. So much. And I couldn't see how their humour would be transferable.
We grew up essentially watching The Office. Yeah. The English Office. And it was... I think Ricky Gervais was the first person to start the whole mockumentary thing. Yeah. When that first came out, there was nothing like it. And I even thought at the time, is this real? Like, is this a real...
Yeah. I think a lot of people did. I think that was the genius of it. A lot of people actually thought it was a documentary and was like, oh my God, who's this David Brent guy? He is an absolute cringe. Yeah. And a lot of people took it to heart.
Didn't realise that he was Ricky Gervais and he was a character. I thought he was a real person. And I think, a lot of people did do that.
That's because those characters are so grounded in reality that you know someone who's like it. Yeah. Because we've spoken about this quite a lot. Like, some of the people that I've worked with, I'm like, they remind me of this character, and it's because those people exist in real life, and that's why it's funny. But I feel like the American Office, obviously, I know we're going to probably speak about Ricky quite a lot throughout this anyway, so I'm not worried about us missing him and not going back to him. But like, the American Office is the perfect gateway drug, or like the gateway show into other American shows, because of like, there are some, and I know that we'll be on the same, like Brooklyn 911.
Yeah. Well, you got it wrong.
What?
It's Brooklyn Nine-Nine. If you're gonna
doesn't matter. Yeah, anyway,
no, it does matter. Actually.
Always Sunny.
Brooklyn 911.
All right, Always Sunny. Do you watch that?
No, I don't watch that.
Oh, okay.
But they're the only two that I
fantastic one. Probably Shameless as well. The American version's very good.
Never watched it. But I have heard it's very good.
Yeah,
from you before the podcast started.
But I think the reason why, like, I think you have to pick and choose though, because there's so many American shows that are shit. Like, in terms of the comedy, we won't find that humour funny, whereas they will. Yeah. Because they being Americans, people that it's made for.
But then let me say this: so there's a few things. What I do find is it does seem that every successful English TV series, they just recreate it in America.
Yeah, but it's like America's Got Talent was based off British, right? It's not just comedy shows,
which is fine. But it's just funny how some of them are like The Office. I would say The Office US is bigger than the English Office.
Yeah, it's the only one though that I generally feel, and Shameless also did a really good thing, which is where they base it on the same style of content, but then take it with obviously The Office. It takes a couple of seasons for it to really come apart from the English version. But they managed to take the content and then take it away to a place where it's new and it's fresh. Like the American Shameless, they're still like, you can't take the British Shameless and put it into America and not have to change it significantly because the lifestyle is just different.
Yeah,
they're still
different.
like those grotty council families, but in America it's just a bit different.
Yeah.
Rather than living in like council estates, they live in like the Detroit area, and it's like, you know, that and it works. Whereas when they took the In-Betweeners and just made the same jokes just terribly with different actors, it just didn't resonate with anyone.
Even in saying that about The Office US, season 1 was just a rip-off of the English one.
The first thing I messaged you at the end of season 1 was they're just ripping it off.
Yeah.
They're just I don't know if I, and in my head I didn't know if I could carry on watching a show where they was doing the same jokes
that you've already
worse.
been watching over and over and over again for the past 10 years.
and just not as well.
Not as well.
Yeah.
But the American Office got better when they started having their, which is what you said, when they start having their own personalities and they start going off on this whole other journey, which is just massive.
Which Balls of Steel came back. That was fucking amazing.
Balls of Steel, wasn't that Jasper Carrot?
No, but I'm sure Dom Jolly
he did some bits
had
on
a
it,
character in it, didn't he? Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Am I thinking of the same thing? Balls of Steel were the two. Oh no, I'm thinking of Golden Balls.
No, Balls of Steel was the one where it had Alex Zane in it. It had I don't know, Nedge was his name, wasn't it?
The cowboy.
Yeah, and there was a guy dressed as a devil, and they would basically prank the thing, and then whoever's pranks were best, they would win that episode. So. Yeah, it was.
Oh, I don't remember. I'll have to look at that then.
Neg used to go around and like purposely steal things in front of security guards, and then when they see him, he'd go like, "Come on, fat boy," and then he'd run around Blue Water until they catch him.
Basically, trying to set his own PB of how long it would take for him to get caught by the security guards. But then when you
get arrested, and then
but it was just, mate, it was fucking nuts. There would be one of them where it'd be like there'd be a guy dressed as a devil, and then it'd be raining, and he'd be like handing out, it'd be like 3 umbrellas. And they'd be giving umbrellas, and then there'd be a guy with a camera on top of a building, and on top of all the umbrellas would be like, "I'm a prick." And then there's loads of people walking around with like,
quite funny, yeah.
It was like some of the best. Alex Zane would do like a fake show, like a fake quiz show, and get like really brainy people on him, and they'd be like, "Who is the Queen of England?" And they'll be like, "Prince Elizabeth II," and they'll be like, "Wrong, Prince Albert," and then they'll be like, "No," and they'll be like, "Next question," and then you just see him getting really frustrated. This is when we've done this. We're watching a couple of clips on YouTube because I just need that part of it. We're really on a tangent now, but yeah, that was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, I've not heard of that one. Yeah,
but yeah, what I find, like, I think we're going to talk about who is our comedy influence. But I think all the comedies that I generally really like watching and kind of get into, they always have like it's almost like anti-hero comedy. Like if you think we all love Ricky Gervais in The Office. And it's because he's is an anti-hero, like he's the main character, and I think it's the same with like a lot of them. The Shameless is built on and Always Sunny. They're built on we're following, we're resonating with like the people that aren't your archetypal kind of heroes or protagonists in comedy. I think that's why it's really good. If you think of all of Ricky Gervais's characters in all of his
on all of his things, like look at David Brent. Although he wasn't, even in the Christmas special, I mean, this is not a spoiler because it's been out for like 30 years or something, but it's like at the end where like Tim and Dawn, and like it's this whole thing of they finally get together and this really special moment. But then in the Christmas special, it's like Ricky Gervais or David Brent doesn't he go to like Big Brother, the Big Brother house or something? And he does this speech, or was that in extras?
No, that's in extras.
That was extras.
Yeah.
But again, even in extras then, he's this, like, becomes this big character and he's just humbled.
Yeah.
Or Life on the Road, where he like gets the girl at the end and he's walking out about the coffee and things.
But it happens in the office, doesn't he? Like he gets the last little bit is when they interview the woman that he's taken on for the date, and she's like, "Oh, would you like to see him? Would you like to see him again?" And she's like, "Yeah, I think I would actually." And but even
that, you can see him in the background, like
he's like looking from behind the wall, but like. He's done nothing but make you cringe, but you know he's got a good heart. He just doesn't know how to portray that. And but there's a decent guy in there.
I love that bit where Chris Finch is like telling a joke or like mugging him off about the football with that other boss. That other boss that I hate, by the way. Yeah. And he's like, "Fuck off, Finchy," and he walks off, and I'm like, "Yes, yes,
absolutely."
But I think a lot of those characters, like the ones that we really like, are those people that they're really, really cringy, or in some cases quite horrible or stupid, but you can't help but love him anyway. If you think of Staff from
Staff Let's Flash, yeah, love that.
Like he's a lovable idiot. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, but even people just do nothing. You've got oh fucking what's his?
Have you watched Daft Let's Flash, by the way? Yeah,
No.
Watch it, man. It's so good. This is not. If you trust that, you've trusted us on the American. If you trust us on
No,
the
I
American
did. Yeah, it
Office,
took me 5 years to trust
yeah,
you
I
to
know,
watch
but
it.
we've been going on about this for
I'm
years.
trying to think. People just do nothing. Adam Mustafa, who's his character? I can't fucking remember. It's really annoying me. MC Grinder, yeah.
Grinder, yeah.
MC Grinder, like he is a.
We should call him Grinder.
Yeah, but he's a bit of a prick to his missus.
Yeah.
And like the whole world revolves around him. And the joke is that his kid isn't his. And it's like every single time it happens, and he says like, "Oh, hello, Angel," like because he's still a good dad, but you just can't help but feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, mate, how can you not kind of see what's happened?
It's really clever writing, actually,
It's
isn't it? When you
really,
think
really
about
clever writing, but a lot of the time, we shouldn't care about these people, but they're written in such a way
100%.
where we genuinely do. Like, I think People Just Do Nothing is really one of those shows that you could watch it and not think into it too much, but then sometimes when you do sit and deep it, you're actually like, this is such good writing.
Yeah.
You think about like Steve's with his nan when his nan dies, and he starts to think that a baby that was born on the day that his nan dies is his nan, and he's like, "Hello, nan," like it's got this little baby, like, "Hello, nan, how are you?"
Well, who's the first person you remember, or the first show, or that you remember watching and thinking, "I love this. This is hilarious."
There's probably it's really
You want to say me,
difficult.
don't you?
Definitely not. Although I did see your videos before we met, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm a pretty big deal around here.
Yeah, I think again, I've
That's the
never.
only downside of letting him do the editing.
Yeah,
He puts in whatever he wants.
But where's that guy gone?
Ricky just blurted out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think for me, I really struggled because when I was younger, I used to watch things like Balls of Steel and find that funny. Like I didn't really watch scripted stuff.
Yeah.
And my humour, a lot of it was through Vine and stuff like that, which it was just little. But then I wouldn't necessarily say that any of those Viners I found particularly funny, and I had no affiliation with one. Like I didn't watch one and think he's fucking funny, I need to watch all of his videos, because on Vine you just scroll.
Right, so it's just the concept of Vine then. But then you can't. You
I
can't
don't
just-
really know the concept of Vine.
Vine was like a 6-second video. It's like where the likes of Dapper Laughs, Aaron Kraskell, Stuggy,
okay.
that's where they all home
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
just
Okay.
Vine was ultimately a 6-second video.
Okay.
You had
Yeah.
6 seconds, and that was it.
So like a TikTok, but
Oh no, not like a TikTok.
It was TikTok, but shorter and funnier.
Well, yeah.
In my opinion, because you only had 6 seconds, so you had to grab someone's attention, which you don't have to hold it for long. You got 6 seconds, but
But a video, can I just say, as a video creator, like Vine was amazing. But I only just started creating in the Vine days. But it's like, as a video creator, that's the first 6 seconds is the best bit. That's when you want to grab someone's attention to keep them for the rest of the duration. So it was actually a genius. I don't know why they shut it down, to be fair,
I
but
think it got bought out and the technology was used for something else.
yeah.
Probably like Facebook probably bought it for like Facebook Shorts or something. I don't know.
But I used to watch Vines, and that's where I, probably not to the same extent that you did, but that's where some of my, I guess I've got comedy heroes or comedy influences that are made like are comedians, but I've also got influences that are content creators that made me believe I can do this.
Yeah, but that's literally what I was going to say. With like, although People Just Do Nothing came back so later, because of the way that started, and like we've spoken about this, but it's just obviously it was like a group of lads together filmed a pilot, and they've done a YouTube video, and then it basically got piloted to do People Just Do Nothing.
Yeah,
it's like they were people where their jokes aren't very sophisticated, so you watch that and think, fucking hell, I could do something like that. And I think that's what, like some of these mass-produced comedies and stuff, they are really, really funny, but not to the level where it makes you want to grab a camera or
so it's
grab
easier,
a pad
it's
and
easier
start
to do a
writing.
5 or 10 second Vine
Yeah.
than it is to write The Office.
Yeah.
Effectively, and that was a lot of people's way into social media. Then.
Yeah, and I just think like you guys have watched a lot of stand-up comedians, and I've watched a couple, but not anyone. I've never gone out and watched like Ricky Gervais live or anything, and I think I would like to now.
You're missing out.
I think as a younger person, like I don't know if I have ADHD, but I know I've got the attention span of a fish, right? back when I was like 16, 17, I would never have watched a full stand-up special without feeling bored. It could be the funniest thing in the world, but it's still just a man or a woman on stage, and that.
But is that you, or is that because
Is that your generation?
your generation were used to the quick.
Whereas now,
More of it like
the
that.
quick
It's
30-second.
It's quick form content, isn't it? So whereas with us, yeah, we would have had to like sit through, I don't know, like Titanic. It's like a 2.5 hour film. It's like you're strapped in, you're watching a film. It's amazing. That's part of your childhood.
Definitely.
Whereas I guess for you don't need to
I
go.
watch Titanic.
And the people,
No, but-
the people that I watched that were on TV that were funny at the time were on primetime Saturday night television every Saturday night. So
Like Cilla Black.
yeah, I mean not as comedy genius as many would say, but
Already.
she was there.
Michael Barrymore.
But Michael Barrymore.
He's going to make a comeback. He follows me on TikTok. No, that's not a brag, but it's a real fact. But
Just name drop them.
Yeah, so you get
no, but that was my Saturday nights. Michael Barrymore, like Strike It. Was it Strike It Rich or Strike It Lucky? Or
absolutely.
both of them?
Yeah, Jim Davidson on Big Break.
Or
on Saturday.
can't mention Jim Davidson anymore. I don't think.
Okay, we can.
What's he done?
I don't know. That's definitely okay. We can probably say the name Jim Davidson. But I can't mention what he's done.
Yeah, but him on Big
that's
Break
amazing.
on Saturday nights. But they were the people that I look forward to seeing. They were that's what I had access to. I didn't have. I don't. You can probably tell a little bit, but there's a bit of an age gap between us, isn't there? Like a 3-4 years maybe between me and you.
Not much.
So,
It was just a generation
yeah,
change.
just a
in
generational
that
change.
Short
but,
period of time. But yeah.
But yeah, so that was the stuff that I would.
Yeah.
So, I'll tell you, so we used to watch when I was growing up, me and my friends, and we used to reenact this religiously.
Brokeback Mountain.
So quick. So quick. And how did you guess as well? It was weird. That's why I'm so good at kissing now. I'm wanking off men.
Well, you're not that great.
It was for me.
No, right, hang on, before this gets out of control. Lee Evans was what who we used to watch. Lee Evans,
I guess, yeah.
growing up, like we just used to reenact constantly all of his jokes. We'd watch them, and then we'd spend the day doing the jokes.
Yeah.
The same joke over and again.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah, my mum was a big Lee Evans fan, so I do remember like her watching his specials and stuff.
Yeah.
I just remember, I didn't know his name, but I knew him as a sweaty man.
Yeah, but it's so
also
funny
the
though. Yeah.
but also the epitome, like, along with like Ricky Gervais, the epitome of the ability to make me proper belly laugh without saying a word.
Yeah.
Just with his facial expressions, just with a look or just a little wry smile or whatever it might be.
Like Ron Atkinson.
Just,
Like,
but literally, like Mr. Bean. Growing up.
Mr. Bean. He never said a word.
Yeah.
And he made a nation like
That's my Mr. Bean impression.
That's
You let that
rubbish.
slide, but
Okay.
but Mr. Bean, would make me absolutely wet myself without saying anything. So maybe that's why Ricky Gervais appeals to me, or his comedy appeals to me so much, because it reminds me of that, the fact that he's
The little sly
can
looks.
just have a little look to camera or a little eyebrow raise, and I'll absolutely go.
So the one thing I would say is you should 100%. I think comedy live is so much better than watching a DVD of comedy. Yeah, but we watched Ricky Gervais live in a really small theatre, and we were 3 or 4 rows back, and he was just there. But irrelevant of how close we were to him, I think live comedy.
Yeah.
Is so, because I went to watch one of his old ones, his original ones, which I think was Science, the one where he told the joke about the mouse, the fable about the mouse, whatever. And one of the jokes he told was incredible, but that wasn't the night they filmed. And the joke was so much better live than it was on a DVD.
Yeah.
And I just don't. It's the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But we've been to see a few comedians, haven't we?
Saw
Live.
Mickey Flanagan at the O2, didn't we?
Mickey Flanagan.
He was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. I've seen Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr, yeah.
He was really good.
Sean Lock at Margate. I saw he was brilliant. Sean Lock was a brilliant comedian.
Yeah. He was hilarious.
His first joke when he came out, and I won't obviously do it justice, so I'm not going to tell the joke, but I'll just sort of say what the joke was.
You're just going to tell it.
I was going to rip it off, but yeah, I mean, it's Sean Lock, and he's incredible. But he came the first thing, and he wasn't that big at the time. I didn't know really who he was, but a few friends said this guy's funny. Tickets were quite cheap. Let's go. We went down to the Winter Gardens in Margate, and the first thing he did was come out and he was saying about how like you can't shout at your kids anymore. Like you're not allowed to shout at your kids anymore. Like times have changed. He said, and that was a problem when they crossed the road and there was a bus coming because he was like, kids, get out the road, and they were dead. So, but he nailed it. It was brilliant,
Yeah.
and that was the first memory of Sean Locke. I didn't know who he was, but he came out on stage, did that joke, and I was like, I love this guy, and then I followed him forever.
Jimmy Carr. One of the first comedy DVDs I got was Jimmy Carr, and he had a joke on there where he was telling a joke about a fat person, and the lady in the front row shouted.
Was it about Ricky?
The lady in the front row shouted out, "Oh my God, you're a fattest," and he said,
I know this.
He said, "No, you're the fattest." But it was so simple.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking that was one of the best jokes I've ever heard. But it's just the delivery. Like that's what sets them apart. Everyone we have moments of jokes that are funny, but to be able to consistently deliver that, it's just
I've been pretty much every time I go out for a night out in London. I always like if I go out for a dinner or something, but not out. I would always try to go into a comedy club because of like. So
you have seen live comedy then? Just so you're saying
I haven't been to like a headliner. Like, those are people like so like they're not necessarily people who at that point were household names.
Right.
But I've been to like the Comedy Store in London like 4 times. So I've seen live comedy.
Yeah.
See, I haven't done that, and I've always wanted to do that.
You see, like people like your Sean Locks and your Jason Manfords and people like that will say that's exactly where they started. They started at comedy club. I watched a thing the other day with Adam Sandler, where he said that he wanted to get into comedy, and I think it was his brother who basically said, "Well, we're going to go down to a comedy club. You're going to go and do a set." And he said, "I can't remember what I said. I was up there for 4 or 5 minutes." He said, "I thought it was awful, but I got back in the car. My brother was like, mate, that was funny. You were the funniest one there. So good." And it gave me that big up to go back and do it again the next night and the next night and the next night and hone that artistry.
Yeah.
Whereas now you can end up being a funny comedian because you filmed yourself in your bedroom telling a joke and 10 million
Stephen Tries is pretty much
10 million people saw it.
Yeah.
Whereas actually it's so much easier now for people to do it rather than 25, 30 years ago, 40 years ago when people were going into these horrible working men's clubs with people shouting abuse at them because they weren't funny. Whereas now you can do it in the security of your own home. You can film it. If it doesn't work, you can recut it. You can do it again.
There's a new app that's just come out, which is it's a Simon Cowell app based on Britain's Got Talent, where you can now put your video on and people will vote for it. So it's like a new system of TikTok, and you put it on and people like it. It's like you get votes, so you can just become like someone not necessarily on Britain's Got Talent, but you can become an overnight success if you get enough votes, and then like
that's mad.
which is quite good. I think it's called Lounge.
Also makes sense for Simon Cowell to do that because anyone that's decent,
Smart.
he can just.
I was looking through the app the other day, and it's actually really smart. I haven't uploaded anything to it, but it's quite smart. But I have been asked, like weirdly that you said that, and you talk about the Adam Sandler thing. I've been asked recently to do some stand-up comedy.
Don't.
No, and I immediately said no, and they come back to me and they said, "Look, don't just say no, because it's at quite a big festival, but the tent will be quite small. There'll be like 30 to 50 people there."
Yeah.
And
I've got quite a lot on at work at the moment, so I won't be able to write most of it. You'll have to handle this one probably on your own.
But I couldn't do it because of I think
that's tough. I think that's there are.
I think there's people that want to be comedians.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
But like massive respect to what they do. But standing on a stage, even in front of, like, I'd imagine the reaction, if you can get it, is such an amazing feeling. Like, not if I say a joke and I make you two laugh, it makes me feel really good.
Yeah.
Because I've made my two best friends laugh.
Yeah.
But which is probably a thing you haven't experienced yet. But
It will come. Don't worry.
you might one day get
You
two
both
best
just laughed at
friends.
my
Yeah.
last joke, but it's okay, yeah. No, that's cool.
But yeah, imagine the feeling of being able to stand in front of people and
And working.
Yeah, but I don't think I could do that. I think my humour and my comedy, and I think, not to get too deep, but that's probably why I'm sort of struggling to re-find myself, is I haven't got anyone to bounce off. It's just I've got to just make content just as myself now. But that's not. I'm not trying to get. No, I'm not trying to get deep with it. Like the point is, I don't think stand on a stage. Even though I've got these people and these like other friends of mine that are like, of course you can do it. Just and if it fails, it fails. So what? But just try. Yeah, but I'm like,
I think that's difficult, and I think it is difficult because I've seen people that have done. Content online, and then I've seen clips where they've gone to do stand up, and it doesn't in my opinion, doesn't transfer.
Also, you're my best friends, and and if you thought I was good enough to do stand up comedy, you would have told me.
Yeah, we don't. Oh, then we both laughed. I know exactly how it feels. And if you have trouble finding yourself, just look in the mirror. I think we're there. Thanks.
But if you're standing in front of me,
I remember, like you're saying, it doesn't transition. I know some people that have done fucking incredibly. When I was at uni, I was in a show called Cinderella. There was another girl in the show called her name's Abby Clark, and so we used
Why
to...
do you name drop people that aren't famous?
She's more famous than you, and I'll get to that. Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine.
It's an unnecessary attack.
Is that Chris Martin? Chris Martin.
When we did the show, we used to come back off and we would basically count laughs and be like, I was funnier than you, I was funnier. And we used to get really competitive with it. And now she is basically on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. She does very, very well. But she's also a stand-up comedian. She does pretty much gigs every single night, and she kind of documents that journey and the process and stuff. And she'll be like sat in a cafe and writing jokes and stuff like that. And it's really, really good to see her doing so well. But I think like the grind that she does is incredible.
Yeah.
And she just creates like little content bits on the side and does some really funny skits and
But
shit.
I think that's fair enough. She's putting the work in, and she's going out. What I don't agree, and this isn't a dig at you. You've just been offered that opportunity. But people that have done social media and done videos, and then all of a sudden going, right, okay, here's a stage. You can go and try and be funny. Where there are people like what's the comedy club that Liverpool? Is it Paul Smith?
Paul Smith.
You can tell that guy has been doing stand up for 20 years, and he has done old school, and he has gone to working men's clubs and whatever, and stood in front of 100 people and done that.
Now he owns that comedy club.
Now he he cracks me up.
He is brilliant. He is hilarious, and I think there is something to be said for a comedian that has got. I think you have to go through that graft of being booed off stage. Like it's part of the process, part of the journey. Yeah. But Ricky Gervais openly said he never went through this, like, because he wasn't a comedian. He was a writer, and he made The Office, and then he was like the TV equivalent of someone that does social media. Is then offered a stage. He did a TV show, and this TV show is really funny. Have a stage, and that's when he did his comedy, his first ones, which was. What was his first one? Animals was his first one.
Politics.
But he then talks about in his new stand-up, he's like, this is the first time I felt comfortable on a stage. I never wanted to be a comedian, so I felt like it was always forced. But it's kind of, if you find Ricky Gervais funny, you're going to laugh and you're going to love it. And that's the same with, like, Aaron Kraskell done a stand-up tour, and I think Aaron's brilliant. I think he's funny. But then that's just someone that's done social media, and it's like, right, here's a stage, go and be funny. Definitely. And you'll get millions of people come and watch you because you've got a following of a million people. But he hasn't necessarily gone through the clubs and the graft of it.
Yeah, but it's like the industry version. Like, although it's not nepotism, I
don't know what that word means. If I'm completely transparent with you,
so nepotism is like Brooklyn Beckham.
That's the multicoloured ice cream, isn't it?
That's fucking terrible.
You should be on stage.
So nepotism is like basically where you're like gifted a career from your parents who do
right.
So like Brooklyn Beckham is what's known as a nepo baby, because he's David Beckham's child. He can do whatever he wants and it'll be a success because his dad's going to funnel money into it. Jaden Smith wouldn't have been a rapper or an actor if his dad didn't shoehorn him into those careers. So it's almost like with those, it's like, although they're not getting it from their parents, which is what nepotism is.
I see what you mean.
Like you're getting it from because you've got that one following, it like shoehorns into another one, which will almost be guaranteed success because of how successful you are at with this. So it's like KSI, he's a YouTuber, pretty much anything he does will be certain level of success just because of how successful he is and everything else, which is why, you know, his music, if you listen to KSI's early music, it was dog shit.
Yeah.
But, you know, he had enough following that it was successful enough that he could continue to hone that craft until he got really good at it. And now he's a musician in his own right.
But isn't it like, I don't think, I was just trying to think of like something else where you'd get the crossover of somebody. So you could have, say, like a chef, for instance. You've got a chef who works in local pubs and he does pub food, and he's been doing it for 25 years. And all he wants to do is be a head chef at a Michelin star restaurant. Then you get someone who goes on social media, does a 30-second thing of them making a curry, and someone goes, "Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I should give him a job." But it's like, it's that guy, that poor guy has gone under the radar because he's not got that following, or he's not out there. Nobody knows about him. Whereas this person has been given a great opportunity because they've got a load of following.
Oh, because they've got the following.
And somebody's seen it. And
I feel like, I don't think there's a direct comparable though, because of like with the chefing world, I can guarantee a really good chef will know another good chef that's come through the ranks through probably word of mouth. Whereas with that, if you had a Michelin star kitchen and you saw someone doing YouTube recipes on YouTube, you're probably not going to offer them a job.
Yeah,
because of, do you know what I mean? Because
it doesn't work. It doesn't work 100%. But I was just trying to think of a way of saying it's you get that opportunity to go and stand on a stage and do some stand up comedy because you've done a few skit videos that have gone viral, but there will be someone like your friend who I've got to be honest, I've never heard of, but he's going around and doing
comedy every single night.
Comedy every single night and grafting. Yeah, someone else will get that opportunity ahead of her, and just don't know. Doesn't
But then,
then you wouldn't have without that, because then if you like, I don't know if this is like exactly the point, but Ricky Gervais, who I would say is the most famous comedian in the world, or is up there. I know Americans are probably
so like Kevin Hart or something like that.
Yeah, because you've got some massive again, even like someone
he's
like
not a stand-up comedian though.
No, yeah,
but anyway, just
because he loves The Office now, he's like got a shoehorn him in.
I don't blame you, mate.
We wouldn't have Ricky Gervais if he wasn't given that opportunity from just being a TV star.
Yeah.
So we'd never have him as a comedian. He's now one of the funniest men on the planet, in my opinion, and probably in a lot of people's opinions. He wins awards and he has more viewers on a Netflix special than anyone else in the world.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have that without him having that opportunity just from making a TV show.
Yeah, I mean, like Justin Bieber, Shawn Mendes, all those people that started uploading YouTube videos and getting down from there, I think.
Yeah.
So let me make this point then, and this is more about content creation. So there's the music industry, and someone will make an album of, say, 12 songs, and they will then get paid millions and millions of pounds. But if you're a content creator and you're posting 2 or 3 videos a week, but you're not earning anywhere near that amount of money, but surely the same amount of effort goes into it from a lot of people. But why is the music industry, why is there so much money in the music industry or the acting industry, as opposed to, I'm not saying every content creator should earn millions of pounds, but I don't know, I don't really know what the point is.
Then does everybody in the music industry earn
probably not
that sort of money? The ones that do will be the ones who have got, I want to say the best voices, but not necessarily.
Yeah, but also,
not necessarily.
Sometimes it is.
In order to be able to make that load of money, you need to, in some cases, it'll be nepotism like we've discussed, but also in a lot of cases, it's through hard graft and getting your name out there. That's the thing. Like if we take 50 Cent, for example, I read something recently, or I think I was listening to a podcast actually, where he basically, what he used to do is he would make copies of his CDs and then basically give them to people that would sell them to CD shops at basically they would make copies of it and bootleg it, and then basically put it on their stalls, and will be selling. Technically they're stealing his stuff, but he just wanted his name out there.
Yeah.
So he would basically let them all bootleg it. And he told this story about one of his friends had seen that they were bootlegging his thing. So they basically ripped up the store and beat the guy up. And 50 was like, why have you fucking done that? Like they were doing exactly what I wanted. All of these shops are selling my music without me having to do anything, and it got his name out there.
That's smart. That's genius. That is clever.
So, ultimately, those people, they still have to graft. I couldn't walk into Universal Studios and go, wow, really good job, Dan, and do my little rap, and then they'd be like, here's $1 million. It's not how it works. So there's still a certain level of doing that. But I think,
two pointers then I've got. And two things we've actually spoken about is, one, I've talking about Staff Let's Flats, just going back, I know it's going back quite far, but I've got a friend who was in one of the scenes. Well, it's a friend of a friend, but do you remember the estate agent scene where he goes to the flat and he's in the kitchen? I can't remember the exact. No, I don't think there is. There's
a lot of estate agents.
There's like three lads. There's like three lads in the kitchen and Staff, and he comes in and it's, I can't remember the exact scene. But anyway, the point is, it took him a whole day because Jamie Demetriou is obviously the actor of Staff. Wanting to keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and that's one scene that's about 25 seconds long. But it took all day just to do one scene because like the hard work that goes into it. They said he just wanted to. It was a different line every time. He just come up with a different line. Yeah, because he wanted to get it perfect. But anyway, my point was just hard work, I guess.
Yeah.
But I also watched I don't know if you've seen this, the Sidemen. I think it's called the Sidemen Story on Netflix.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
So I didn't know who the Sidemen were. Yeah, I'll be honest. Like I didn't know who they were, but. And obviously KSI was part of Sidemen.
He is still, yeah.
So he is still part of Sidemen. And they get like more views than anyone on the internet. But it's the hard work. When you actually see what they did, even before they all came together, they was just literally at home. And they all started as kids, so you had more time, I guess. But they were just literally filming, posting like constant content. And it's just, again, it's the whole hard work pays off.
Yeah, definitely. There's a certain level of their grind, and to be fair, anyone that does well at YouTube, it's like you need, I think it's like 20% talent, 50% hard work, and the other 30% is marketing.
Yeah,
like you need to know how to market yourself to be able to kind of get yourself out there. You need the work ethic just to be able to pump out consistent content, and you don't need talent. You just need drive. Like don't get me wrong, you need that 20% talent, but depending on what content you're doing, you just honestly, you just need drive and determination.
I'd argue, like even sometimes it's just the characters that people like, because actually, like their talent, a lot of them didn't. Some of them didn't even have any talent. It was not that they didn't have talent, because they did, in the sense of they knew how to get views on YouTube, but some of them, they were all pretty much gamers, I think.
Yeah,
they all came from gaming. But some of them were, like their thing was, they're so rubbish at gaming that they would film it, and they'd be so rubbish at gaming, and then that was their thing.
Yeah, I mean, that was basically my thing.
That was your thing,
YouTube, and obviously that did quite well for a little bit, but that was just because of, I think a lot of people want to be able to watch something that's relatable, and not everybody has a 20 KD on COD. Some people are shit, and they just want to see something that they resonate with.
Yeah.
And when you mix that with humour as well, I think that's a very good mix, and that's what they do quite well.
Isn't it amazing? I tell you what I find amazing is that people will watch pretty much anything these days.
Yeah.
Like I watched an Instagram reel earlier, and it was a young lad who was streaming. He was playing darts in his bedroom. And he was streaming, playing darts in his bedroom, and he nearly got a 9-darter. He missed it on the final dart, but he had like thousands of people. And when he hit the first 180, like the views were going up, and then it was up, and then it was up, and it was like people. There's darts you can watch. There's actual darts, but people are sat watching a young lad in his bedroom playing darts, and it's like how has he got thousands of people like watching that? How does that happen?
Do you think it's down to people just want something different, or because I've watched not like sat and watched, but when you're scrolling through TikTok or whatever, like there's one recently with a guy that was just in a chair. It was obviously on a loop, but he was just in a chair and he was just like slumped over as if he's fallen asleep. And he's a gamer, and the game is just on repeat, and it's like one of these, like, I don't know, you have to press the buttons and the chicken jumps up or whatever. But it was just the first bit on repeat because he kept dying. And he was in chat, and there was like 700 people watching.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Who was watching?
There was another one that was just a puddle. There was a camera on a puddle. And the whole thing was, is someone going to walk in the puddle? But there was no one was talking.
Yeah.
It was just a puddle. And that had like 1,000, like 1,500 people watching. And I'm like...
I was one of them.
I put so much effort sometimes into creating a piece of content, as a lot of creators do. But then you've got 1,500 people just watching a puddle.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
not
when people-
not just doing that. You spend time thinking about something, how it's going to work, getting props or whatever for it, actually filming it, then editing it, and you spend so much time, and someone might get more views on a puddle. That's mental.
definitely.
That is
And
mental.
on Twitch, you'll see a lot of, there'll be people that would do like subathons or like 24-hour streams where they'll stream for like 18 hours of their day, and then they will sleep in the background of their stream and then wake up, and so their streams don't turn off, that's on all the time, and people will watch it. And sometimes they'll have what's called text to speech, which is where people can donate a certain amount of money to have whatever they type in the box basically said out loud. And with some people it'll be like, if they pay 50 quid, it will play like a loud siren and wake them up and stuff like that. But then some of these, basically, some of them, how they work is every time somebody subscribes and pays, it's like £5 in England to subscribe to these channels, it adds like an extra minute to their stream, and they'll just go until that people stop subscribing, and then they get a break. There was one guy called Pestilli who was streaming for over a month, like every day without coming off of the stream.
Do you think there's an element? I have it in my life. You know that I go to bed quite late at night. I think it's because I have a fear of missing out. And do you think that's why a lot of people will watch stuff like this, because it's like they just want to see if something.
What if he does something?
Like I remember when Big Brother first came out, and then I don't know if it's season 1 or then they did it in season 2. But when you could go on to like E4 or whatever and watch all through the night. Yeah, and they were basically
did the
sleeping.
live stream.
But the viewing figures like went up at like night time when nothing's going to happen. Everyone's asleep.
Just like a kiss in bed or
but
something
people
like
are tuning in case something happens, or because they've got that fear of missing out or what.
Yeah. Well, like some of the most successful like people on Twitch, like in terms of make a lot of money, there's quite a lot of girls on there that have like OnlyFans and shit, right?
What's that?
Well, I think we've done this joke. But yeah, so but basically what they'll do is they'll like tease the idea of that they're gonna get the tits out. Yeah, they'll like tease the idea, and it'll be like, oh, I'm getting closer, and she'll stream for like 4 hours.
Because I'm saying that on the other end of the camera.
And they'll get more and more videos. they'll get more and more views, and then it'll be like, oh, maybe next time. And it's like, she's been doing
so
that.
She's never
she's been doing that same thing for like months.
So no one's seen a nipple yet.
Her view counts have been going up and up and up and up, and all she's doing is teasing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I think it's that fear of like, what if today's the day?
Maybe we should.
If that is?
Maybe that's we should bring that in.
That's so smart though.
Yeah.
Maybe today's the day. I can't not watch.
Exactly.
If by magic you started rubbing his own nipple.
I did say that.
It's like, oh yeah.
Maybe next week.
Should we wrap up with
Condoms.
with one of our favourite comedy moments on TV, film, Vine, if you want? Like, should I start with mine to give you guys some time to think about it?
Yes.
Because I will have a lot of them, so I'll just give you one of them. One is from the original Office.
Okay.
But now when I think about it, there's so many. One of my favourite scenes is it's at the end of the episode where they've been out at a club, and then you see them all walking down the street staggering, and then you see Gareth because they've been he was chatting that girl up.
Yeah.
He was chatting that girl up, and then like her husband come in, and she was like, are you into it? And he's like, no, like this is disgusting. I can't believe this is outrageous. And then like it cuts to another scene, and it's Gareth in, those motorbikes with a sidecar, and he's got little glasses on, but the camera's not even on him. It's on like David Brent and Tim in the background walking down the street like staggering, and then you just see this motorbike come past. It's just Gareth. He just looks at the camera. You see his little eyes as he just goes past, and he's got little goggles on, and he's just in a car, and it's just funny. That's one of my all-time favourite moments.
Yeah.
Gareth Keenan.
Keenan.
As I live and breathe.
That's it. I think mine. I think in terms of like little one-liners that kind of really make me laugh, I think the majority of them will probably actually be from the In-Betweeners. I think when Jay says, "Yeah, I can ride a motorbike," Yeah, all the time. And then he drives it through the shop. Like, I just think that's hilarious. The bit when they go on to Nemesis Inferno, he's like, we've been waiting fucking hours. And then he gets a cut inside. No, I'm going to sit in the front. And then he looks over and he goes, I'm going to hell. And then the bit where she goes, is it her mum's just died or her dad's just died? Like, well, it's not quite relevant, is it? Like those lines, I think they are just those little one-liners that just catch you off guard. That's probably mine.
Yeah.
So you haven't got one then, like I've asked. You just
Giving you 3 or 4.
He's got 3 or 4.
Like a little pick mix.
a little pick a mix of in-betweeners, just in-betweeners as well.
Well, yeah, because I feel like if I stray too far away, then you'll say there's too much of a picky mix.
Yeah, okay.
That's like a hurry one, like just chosen the best one.
Yeah, just choose one. Just choose one.
On to you.
On to you, Steve. Jono.
I think one of my favourite ones was in Extras when Ben Stiller, the scene with Ben Stiller.
This is in there.
When he's talking.
I know what you're gonna say.
He's talking about the film that he was in, and Ricky Gervais makes a joke to Ben Stiller, and he's like, "Oh yeah. Do you think that's funny?" And he says, "You tell me, you was in it." And it's one of the best lines, but they're going back and forth at each other, and he's like, "Yeah, I kissed Jennifer Aniston." He's like, in a film. And he's like, yeah, but I did it.
Still did it, yeah.
Still did it. But it's them going back and forth at each other is probably one of my favourite.
It is a brilliant back and forth. Because it was so random at the time, because Ben Stiller's massive in America.
But I think he was one of the first ones that came in, and like he'd seen the success of The Office and was like, I need to be part, whatever project you're doing next, I want to be a part of it.
Well, I think he was that was the first episode as well.
Yeah.
But some of those, even in that scene.
What about
when he said, do you know who I am or something? He's like, Starsky or Archer, can never remember. It's just genius. It's just genius. That's in that same back and forward.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And probably from that as well, when
Ross Kemp, super army soldiers. Well, no, I've told them. They've told me themselves. I trained with
some
the
of
SAS.
the cameos on that. There was
just
so
unreal.
many.
Just unreal.
I need to go and watch that. I'm going to watch
I think I'm going to binge.
When he's doing a sketch with who's the guy from Star Trek?
So Ian.
No, not Ian McClellan. It was
No.
the other one. Ian. No, I've just said that.
It's definitely.
I've done the same one again.
Just edit out saying Ian 5 times.
we need to get that because you can't not know his name if we're going to.
I'll tell you what.
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart. Yes. I was going to just mime something and then you could just duck it in later on.
Patrick Stewart.
But when he's talking about having film ideas, and every film idea is just
and then her
clothes fell off, and she was just naked. or Daniel Radcliffe when Daniel Radcliffe's playing with the Jonno, and it goes back. So yeah, I just anything with Ricky Gervais, I think it's just.
Or with the guy in the Ben Stiller one where he's in the trailer and he's trying to get a part, and the guy's showing him the photos of his wife. Like, she shouldn't look at that. She's got a bikini on. She's dead.
The Office gets so many plaudits, but Extras was so underrated.
I love the scene. Like again, we're just going on and on now, but we could talk all night about the scene where Maggie, because Maggie is just brilliant in it, and he's like, he's trying to chat this new girl up that's moved into the apartments, and then she comes over because he's told her to. It's like, oh, can I get your signature? I'm a big fan, and then. He's like, oh, okay, who shall I make it out to? And she's like, well, me, Maggie. He's like, yeah, but I don't know your name, do I? So, yeah, but that's what you told me to say.
So good.
I think some of the outtakes on Ricky Gervais, on anything, like extras with, is it Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them outtakes are... The one where he's in the caravan.
Oh, my God. If somebody wants... For me, Afterlife Extras, when they're talking about the nicknames, is probably
Jamie Redknapp.
the greatest bloopers scene ever. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's absolutely.
I don't know how they got through that scene.
No,
because that was all just ad-libbed.
Yeah,
as well. But it's with the two guys from Phone Shop, which I don't know. But Ricky Gervais was a script editor for Phone Shop. I don't know if you knew that. I don't think you've ever watched it.
I've seen bits of it, but
it's not brilliant. But it's alright. It is alright. It's just now a bit dated.
First Because it usually just be on Channel 4 every now and then. I think I just caught it. Like, I didn't watch it.
I've binge watched it a couple of times,
yeah.
but I watched it, didn't really like it. Then found out Ricky Gervais was a script editor, and then I was like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
Oh, what a blast. We hope...
No, okay, we're not doing it. You can do... The blast bit is not going to make it.
I hope you enjoyed the episode.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. It's on Saturday.
I hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
You do, or we do? Do we all hope that they did, or did just you hope?
We hope that you enjoyed this week's episode.
If you did enjoy it, please give it a like, a share, a follow, anything. Tell your nan.
Or your dad.
So, probably not you though, Ricky. Just because he's dead. But thanks for watching.